Boogeyman Ben. Horror Zone.
Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well and everyone's having a nice weekend. This is a video that I initially wasn't planning to do, but I just felt like I needed to do it because it was something that I really was looking forward to this summer. It was a movie that was coming out this summer. I was really looking forward to it. It came out a week ago. I ended up seeing it yesterday. And it's one that just got trashed. I mean, from horror fans to the critics to, I've read nothing but negative things about it. But yeah, I just was really getting discouraged with what I was hearing about the film because it's the sequel to probably one of my favorite recent horror films. And the film I'm talking about is Sinister 2. Now, I love the original Sinister. I think this movie is fantastic. One of the scariest horror films I've seen in recent years. It's just terrifying. And I think it's just the way that Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill wrote it, and also, just the story that they wrote, and then the way Scott Derrickson directed it. Also, Ethan Hawke was fantastic, and I was really with his character, and then just the whole idea of Bagul and what he represents, and it's just really creepy and really well done. And when they said they were going to do a sequel to it, and I was so excited about it. Scott Derrickson was going to be involved, and he and C. Robert Cargill also wrote the screenplay for Sinister 2, but he didn't direct it. So that was a little discouraging, but I knew that the character of Deputy So-and-so was going to come back, and also Bagul, of course, would be in the film. But then, when the film came out, I just started seeing just nothing but negativity, saying it was horrible, that Bagul was overused, that they explained too much. All of these horrible, this film was just really important to me, and was one I was just so looking forward to, and to hear all these terrible things about it just really, made me kind of just like, just discouraged is the best word for it. But I went yesterday to see the film. There's my ticket right there. So I went and saw the film, and I am going to share my thoughts on the film. I'm going to talk about, of course, who stars in it, the plot, and then give my thoughts about the film. And I hope everyone looks forward to this. Please stay tuned. A mother and her two sons move into a rower house that's marked for death. You have James Ranson as ex-deputy so-and-so, Shannon Sossamon as Courtney Collins, Robert Daniel Sloan as Dylan Collins, D'Artagnan Sloan as Zach Collins, Leah Coco as Clint Collins, Tate Ellington as Dr. Stomberg, John Beasley as Father Rodriguez, and Nicholas King as Bagul. The movie was written by Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill, and directed by Sirian Foy. So, seeing the film, what did I think about it? Like I said, and I've heard from a few friends of mine, through YouTube and people that I know personally that have seen the film and weren't crazy about it. But I have to say, I actually really enjoyed the film. I think I just went in with really low expectations, but I really don't understand the backlash that this film is getting, it's one of those ones I just can't figure out. I think the film is a very well done horror film. I don't think it's as scary as the first Sinister at all. I think the first Sinister is in a league of its own. And I think the reason why the first Sinister works is because it was done differently. It was just the way Scott Derrickson directed it. I do prefer Scott Derrickson's direction to Sirian Foy. Not to say that the direction in the new film is bad. I just like the stylish, just the way that it looked, the way the first film looked. It had a very 70s, grainy, gritty kind of look to it, whereas this one's more, I think this one's got a cleaner look to it, more streamlined. But I did think the film had some really creepy elements. Not all of it was jump scares. Everything I was reading about it saying that they had done more jump scares, that Bagul was overused. I didn't think Bagul was overused at all. In fact, I think, I wasn't trying to keep count, but I think he's in the film just as much as he was in the first film. And I think it's used. He's still kind of this dark character that's just in the background. But there are tricks that they used in the first one that they kind of utilize here. And I really didn't think they did anything wrong. I think it really came off well, and it was very scary in spots. There are more jump scares in this film, but that doesn't bother me. I mean, when you go to a film, if you watch the original Halloween has jump scares in it. Right now, I feel like there's just this whole thing against jump scares in horror films. And I think jump scares are fine as long as they're not overused. And in Sinister 2, I didn't think they were overused at all. I mean, there's a couple of jump scares. One that happens really early in the film, like right at the beginning. And there's a couple that are peppered in throughout the film, but I didn't feel like it was overused at all. And I really like James Ranson coming back as Deputy So-and-so or ex-Deputy So-and-so, because he's a private investigator in this one. And I like that it really did tie into his relationship character in the first film, Ellison Oswalt. It's like you really find out what happened, after the events of the first film, what that did to the deputy and where his life went after that, which I thought was really interesting. And also what he's trying to do to prevent things from happening, like what happened to the Oswald family. I also thought Shannon Sossamon did a great job as Courtney Collins. You really feel for what she's going through. She's on the run from an abusive husband, and she has her 2 boys that she's trying to keep safe. Both kid actors did a really good job too, especially the kid that played Dylan, Robert Daniel Sloan. He did a great job. I really liked that child actor. He did a great job in the film. And a lot of the negativity in this film was against the kid actors, because again, you're seeing a lot from the children's point of view, whereas in the first Sinister film it was from Ellison, the adult's point of view. This one is from the children's. So when I don't know what you want to call them, but the children that Bagul has taken, when they come into the picture, they are speaking, they are talking to Dylan. And so in that regard, it's a little different, because in the first film the children didn't speak. But I thought they were done really well here, and I kept worrying that it wasn't going to be good. But it actually came off. It was very effective, and you find out what these kids are going through. And why they are chosen by Bagul. I did feel that the Super 8 film scenes in the first film were more effective. Not to say that these were bad, but again, it's one of those things where you've seen this, you know what's going to happen, you know it's going to be something shocking. And I felt like the ones in the first film were creepier. I think it was because it was Ellison discovering everything. In this one, it's the kid showing the Dylan character these films, almost like recruiting him to do Bagul's bidding. And I thought that was interesting, but I didn't feel it was as interesting as what happened in the first film. All in all, I think that this film is really getting a bad rap for no reason. I don't think it's as strong as the first Sinister, but I still really enjoyed it. And the thing that was refreshing for me is that it was a different story. It wasn't trying to be a carbon copy of the first Sinister. It's a second story in this series, and I really like that they did something different. I still think it's a good little horror film. There's some really creepy parts to it. Excellent cinematography. I love the location of the old house and the church that's adjacent to it. Like I said, some of the 8mm films weren't as shocking, I think, to me as in the first film. I think it's just the setup for the first film that works so well. But all in all, I really enjoyed the film, and I'm happy to say that that it was a good sequel. I actually would say that this is a good sequel, just like I would say that Insidious 3 was a good sequel. But if I had to rate Sinister 2 on my scale, I would give it 4 skulls. So that was my review of Sinister 2. Like I said, this is just my opinion. There might be some people out there that have seen it that don't like it, and that's completely fine. Again, this is my opinion of the film. I actually really enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing it again, and we'll be adding it to my collection when it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray. So that's it. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you've seen the film, share what you thought of the film. I'd love to hear what other people think. And thanks so much for watching. Hope everyone's doing well. Take it easy. Stay scared.